Okay, so we're going to make pesto, and what you're going to need to do first is make sure you have everything. So in my case, I not only like to put basil in pesto, I also, what are you doing? I also like to put parsley in it, or basically whatever greens. For example, I had spinach or lettuce leaves, and it turned out pretty good. So in the meantime, you're making sure that you have, I don't know, like a handful or so of parsley, quite a bit of basil. I don't know how to measure things, so I kind of just play it by ear. And also some cheese. Now traditionally, you would have a Parmesan, and if you're thinking this looks like Swiss, well it is. So we're going to be using that today. In the meantime, so you're washing, you make sure everything's washed and prepared, and you have a blender or you have an immersion blender, so one of those stick ones. And then you also have a lot of oil, so be prepared to use oil. Today's case we're using olive oil, and we're also going to use corn oil. That's just because I don't want to use all of Zoran's mom's really good olive oil, so I'm just going to do half and half. So now that we have this already, we're going to take our pine nuts, which also is not measured. We're going to basically just cover a pan. I'm using a small pan today, and we're going to toast them. Okay, so you take the pan, and it's really stupid, but really easy. So you just cover the bottom of a pan like that. I know this is really tiny, but just make sure that it's like one layer of pine nuts. Okay. So what you do is you put it on a low heat, and pine nuts are basically the easiest thing to burn, nut-wise. So just keep an eye on it. I know my back's to it, but we're just going to pretend I'm watching it. And it's on a low heat, and it takes about 5 minutes or so to toast properly, and you just want them to be a nice brown. You don't want to burn them because they have like a high oil content. So yeah, what you're going to do is chop up your cheese just a bit to help it get going, and then you're going to put it into the blender. Open the blender. So I'm just going to put that much. And you're going to chop up your basil. So it depends. If the stalks are thick like this, you're going to want to take the leaves off the stalks. Or the stems, not stalks, they're stems. So take them off, because if you don't, you're going to have really thick fibers in your pesto, and that won't be good at all. So it's easier to kind of just roll it into a ball and chop it. I know you have a blender, and it seems kind of redundant to chop it, but it's just going to make things go a lot quicker if you do it this way. So, also into the blender. And the same goes for your parsley. Parsley is a little easier because the stems are much thinner. They're a lot more tender. So also chop just a bit. Okay, so this is basically all that goes into a pesto. Oh, right! Garlic! That's what I forgot.
Check the nuts.
What? Okay, so you're going to want to take several cloves of garlic. Also, give it a good chop. Or not give it a good chop, just crush them and put it into the blender. It should be fine. And then hopefully by the time this goes in, the pine nut should be toasted. And then that's that. All you do is, as you're blending, put the olive oil into the blender, and then you're done.
It's not on properly.
So it's not supposed to shape like that. Anyway, we're gonna get into the blender. Take a spoon and just make sure you get all the sides. And at this point you can also just test it for if you want salt or pepper. Normally, the more garlic you put in, the less salt you'll need. And I think it's pretty good. And there you go. That's a pesto. Ta-da! Then you can press stop now.